Hey everybody, it's me again, and I am here with a super awesome, super exciting review for you today. Oh my god, you guys have no idea how long I've been trying to get this review up. Let me just kind of go over what I'm reviewing and spare you guys the anticipation. I am reviewing the Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow stacks. I have both of them. I'm going to talk about the pigmentation, I'm going to show you swatches, and long story short, I'm going to tell you if they're worth the money or not. I've been trying to get this review up for ages now. Like, when I first got them, I was so excited, I couldn't wait to make a video, but I wanted to wait because I wanted to really have time to use these eyeshadows and play with them and give them a chance to impress me or underwhelm me, you know, and that's what I try to do with all of the things that I review on this channel. You know, I try to really try them out for a good solid month or so, just to see if they're like really worth the hype, you know, because I don't want to give a rave review of something and then end up not liking it later. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and talk through the stacks themselves. Now, I'm going to talk about kind of the layout of these eyeshadows because it's really different. As you can see, this is basically an eyeshadow quad, but instead of for being in a palette, it is in a stack. Now, I was really skeptical about this design at first, and I'll walk you through it. Basically, you got your top little layer here that has the Melt Cosmetics logo on it and a little mirror, and all of these connect with magnets. And so initially I was really skeptical. I was like, I don't know about this. Like, are they gonna fall apart? Are they gonna, like, are the magnets not strong enough? Like, you know, but this, you really have to yank them apart to really get the magnet to detach. And I'm gonna go ahead and I've been waiting to demonstrate this for so long. This is my Too Faced chocolate bar palette. For those of you who like own this palette, you know it's pretty heavy. I have something I want to show you. It can lift the chocolate bar palette. So needless to say, these magnets are very, very strong. They feel really sturdy. They're made of solid packaging. This would be perfect to travel with. And I think this is kind of genius. Like, I thought it was a gimmick, but I'm on board. You know, all of the eyeshadows come apart, so you can really, like, you can mix and match the eyeshadows you like. If you don't like this stack as it is, you can mix it with colors from this stack and just take that with you. You know, there's no colors on the bottom. You've got the color names there on the bottom, but there's no eyeshadows on either side, so you've got a nice, sturdy, kind of grounded packaging, and I'm loving that. I'm gonna talk you guys through each of the stacks individually and show you swatches of each of the stacks individually. So first I'll talk about Dark Matter. Now, Dark Matter is designed, according to Melt Cosmetics' website, to create the perfect brown smoky eye. So you start out with your little mirror, which I think is so cute, and then you start out with Blur. Now, Blur looks like that in the pan. Blur is your blending shade. Blur is obviously, you know, hence the name, there's the name sticker on the back there. Blur is your blending shade. Blur is a little bit too dark for me, so if you're fair, it's not gonna be a perfect, like, skin tone color, but for a smoky eye, it definitely does the job. I do have a swatch of this. It's right here. I had to really bulk it up so you could see the color because, you know, if you put this on with a light enough hand, you cannot even see it. And that's the whole point. It's designed to blend eyeshadow out, and from my experience, it does a beautiful job of that. So then after Blur, go ahead and set that aside, we have Unseen. Now, Unseen looks like this in the pan. Unseen is your transition shade. It's your perfect muted kind of warm brown that's going to be perfect for warming up this warm smoky eye, and that's the swatch of Unseen right there. Unseen, honest to God, you guys, blends like a dream. Like, I don't even have to do any work to blend this motherfucker. It just fucking whoosh out to nothing. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do as a transition shade. It's supposed to fade away to nothing and help you blend your darker colors. So Blur and Unseen are your best friends, not just for this stack, but for all of your smoky eye needs, which I love that you can use this stack on its own, but you don't have to. These eyeshadows work and fulfill their purpose for every single look you want to do. So after Unseen, you've got Enigma. Now Enigma, I have a love-hate relationship with you. This is Enigma. Enigma is a very, very dark red burgundy shadow, and there's very little brown in this one. It is all red all the time, which I adore. Now, I love me some red eyeshadow. Some people don't. This is the swatch of Enigma. It's very, very dark, and that's gonna be like your outer V shade, it's your deepener, it's, you know, the beginning of the smoke. But I love how warm this manages to stay. The only criticism I would have about Enigma is, like all red eyeshadows, it's a little bit tough to blend. Not impossible though. You can still blend it, you just add it a little tiny bit at a time and work in layers and really, really work that motherfucker. But I mean, that has less to do with the eyeshadow formula itself and more to do with the fact that it's a red eyeshadow. Red eyeshadows are tough to blend. It's just a fact. There's no getting around it. And that said, this is a beautiful, beautiful color. Blue eyes. Hello, say hi to your best friend. And finally, the last shadow in the Dark Matter stack is its namesake, Dark Matter. You guys, I don't know if you can see that shadow. There it is. This shadow is the blackest eyeshadow I've ever seen. Like, normally I'm all about, when it comes to if I have to use a black eyeshadow, I'll just use whatever is in the palette I'm using, or I have a single of Urban Decay's Blackout, which I thought was the be-all end-all of black eyeshadow. This blows Blackout out of the water. Bye-bye Blackout, bye-bye Carbon, bye-bye whatever Makeup Geek does. Doesn't come close. This is the blackest inky eyeshadow I have ever fucking seen in my entire fucking life. And I will show you the swatch of it right now. This is the shittiest swatch on the planet, by the way. But look at that. Look at how black that is. And it blends out beautifully. You guys, like, this entire quad is worth it for the black. This will be your go-to for smoky eyes, your go-to for whenever you need to deepen up something. Like, the one thing I will say when it comes to the Dark Matter stack, after a while of using my Dark Matter, I was pulling it apart because I like playing with it. I love magnets. So I was pulling it apart, and one of the times I was horrified because this pan of Dark Matter actually popped out of its little sitting and ended up stuck to the back of this. No big deal at all. It happens to the best of palettes because, you know, they're constructed with just a little bit of, like, a dab of industrial glue on the inside. So I just kind of plucked it off very gingerly of the magnet on the opposite end, and I just super glued it back on. Not a big deal. That could have happened to anybody, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that happened so you can be aware. It didn't damage the eyeshadow at all, so no big deal in my mind. Still totally worth it. So that was the Dark Matter stack. We're gonna talk about the colorful stack of the team, the Lovesick stack. Now, most people I know will probably gravitate toward the Dark Matter stack because Lovesick looks a little intimidating at first, but I'll go ahead and talk you through it, and we'll go through each of the shades. It's the same format, same stackiness, and we're gonna talk through this one because it's really exciting. So first shadow in the Lovesick stack is called Promiscuous. Y'all, look at this color. It is beautiful. Promiscuous is kind of, it's a purple, but it's less purple than it is in the pan. When you actually swatch it out, I'll show you. Promiscuous is right there. I'll kind of wave it back and forth so you can see the shimmer action. As you build it up, it becomes more purple, but when you sheer it out, it almost becomes like a fuchsia pinky color. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. You guys, this on a black base will change your life. Like, NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean and then put that over top. When you put a black base on Promiscuous, it turns into one of the most beautiful purple colors I've ever seen. It takes on an almost duochromy thing that kind of reminds me of Techno Pagan Lip Tar by OCC. It looks a lot like that. It takes on a little bit more blue. It picks up the blue in the black base and shines through purple. It's so striking and so gorgeous. And this was the first color that they snuck on their Instagram that made me want to buy these stacks, like, so badly. And the second one in the Lovesick eyeshadow stack is called Fixated. This is what Fixated looks like. I know it looks a little underwhelming in the pan. It's like, it's a green-gray, whatever. No, this shadow is gorgeous. When I first saw this shadow like sneak peeked, I was like, okay, whatever. I can't see myself using this a whole lot. No, this brings out the blue in Blue Eyes so amazingly well. And I went ahead and swatched it for you guys. You can see it blends out like a dream, and it's such an interesting color. Like, it's gray, but it's not gray, but it's green, but it's blue, but it's not green or blue. It's like the most mysterious color on the planet, and I have loved playing with this one. Like, this fixated color is the kind of thing where if you need a quick smoky eye, you can just put it on the lid, blend it up into the crease, fade it into nothing, and you're done. And it looks so good. Like, I don't even know. It's become one of my new favorite shadows to play with because it's such an unassuming color, but it really works some magic if you know how to play with it right. The third color in the Lovesick eyeshadow stack is Amelie, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. This is Amelie. All right, I'll go ahead and show you guys this. Oh, hello, beautiful. Amelie has got to be one of the most wearable colors in the Lovesick stack. Some of the rest of these, I mean, they're fun and they're pops of color, but they're not very wearable for daytime. This one is your most wearable. This is a peachy orange, mostly peach toned, like lots of orange, but there's a little bit of pink in there, shimmery color. And this on the lid is gonna save your life. It's gonna give you life. Like, oh, so fucking beautiful. Like, there it is in the swatch. This swatch doesn't do this thing justice. Like, this color is so pretty to look at. And it goes well with blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes. It's just one of those perfect shimmery peachy colors, perfect for on the lid during daytime. Just a beautiful, beautiful color to work with. And you can use this motherfucker as a cheek highlight. You're welcome. Now, finally, we have Lovesick's namesake. Lovesick. Now, I know what you're thinking. Faith, that looks a lot like Enigma. Are they the same? Well, let's go ahead and find out. I'll pull Enigma out right here. Nope. They are very, very, very different. Now, Lovesick is red. It is flat out, unapologetically red. I have been searching for an eyeshadow like this forever. It is a perfect blood red eyeshadow, beautiful for grungy looks all over the lid. It's perfect for when you're just wanting to rebel and break out of those Instagram trends. And when you swatch this thing, ugh, changed my life. Like, look at this. That's Lovesick. Hello, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ugh. I am obsessed with Lovesick. It is what made me, like, when they did a sneak peek of the Lovesick color, it's what really settled it in for me that yes, okay, I'm going to get these eyeshadow stacks. Like, ugh. It's so pigmented, it's blendable, it's very blendable for a red eyeshadow. It's still a little bit tough at first, but very, very good for a red eyeshadow. Best red I've ever found. I haven't used Sugarpill's Love Plus yet because I've heard that's really good too, but this one is beautiful and it works perfectly for people with blue eyes. I created a look with this on my Instagram and I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, pretty much. Gonna calm my tits now. One moment, please. Now, the pan slippage that happened with Dark Matter has not happened with Lovesick yet, so I'm thinking it was just kind of a bum glue job or something, but like I said, that's nothing that can't be fixed. Now let's talk about the financial matter, the value, what everyone wants to hear. So Melt Cosmetics is selling these eyeshadow stacks for $48 each. Now I know what you're thinking. Faith, that's really, really fucking expensive for 4 eyeshadows. Yeah, and at first I agreed with you, but let's consider this. These eyeshadows are huge. The pans are massive. You will never go through this entire eyeshadow unless you use it every fucking day, like twice a day. Like, these pans are gigantic by comparison. Now, if you do a little bit of mathy math, what you find out is $48 for 4 eyeshadows comes to about $12 per eyeshadow, which sounds expensive until you realize that MAC eyeshadows, I think, are like $14 or $16 a piece, maybe even $17 now, $17 a piece. Anastasia Beverly Hills single eyeshadows are about $12 a piece, and these are twice the size. There are 3.3 grams of product in these pans. That is unheard of in the makeup world. You do not see eyeshadows this big. But these are huge. So when you think about it, you're getting twice the product for the same price, and they are absolute amazing quality. They're beautiful to work with. So long story short, are these guys worth your money? Abso-fucking-lutely they are. Like, I would advise anybody, regardless of your eye color, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you're doing, just stop what you're doing. Take your tax refund money and go get these eyeshadows. You will be glad you did. I've been obsessed with these ever since I got them. The pigmentation is gorgeous. They blend like a dream, and the ones that don't blend as easily will blend with time. Like, they're not completely impossible to blend. They're so versatile. They create so many different looks, and even outside of them by themselves, they're also versatile to use with other eyeshadows. That's what I love about these quads. They're convenient enough with their little snap together system that you can just grab for one of these, pull out the color you need, and then click it back into place and set it back on your vanity. Like, they're so easy to use, and all of them will work with other shadows. I mean, a lot of the way I judge a palette is how it's going to fare on its own. Like, you know, I should be able to use that palette by itself, and I can do that with both of these. I can use them by themselves, I can combine them together, use a little from Dark Matter, a little from Lovesick, and still create some awesome looks. But beyond that, there are colors in both of these stacks that are useful in just about any eyeshadow look you could possibly think of. Particularly the Dark Matter stack. If you're just getting started in makeup and you're just kind of dabbling into things and you want to really perfect a brown smoky eye that you can just pull together on a night out in no time, the Dark Matter stack is gonna be your lifesaver. And I've seen these eyeshadows used on fair skin, I've seen them used on deep skin, and they look gorgeous regardless. So the Dark Matter is really good for people just starting out, people looking to perfect their smoky eye. The Lovesick is also great to have just because it's got so many individual useful colors that you can have in your life, this one in particular. And it's got a red eyeshadow, which I feel like should be in everybody's collection at some point or another. Lovesick looks like it's tough to work with on its own, but surprisingly, it's pretty easy to combine. The colors complement each other in that weird kind of way, because you've got your two cool tones with your Promiscuous and your Fixated. You've got those two cool tone colors that work beautifully together. And then you've got Amelie and Lovesick, which these two paired together, sweet Jesus, it's beautiful. Enough me gushing about these palettes. I hope this review has been helpful for you guys. I'll give you a little looky-loo at these swatches one more time. You guys, these eyeshadows are beautiful. I'm obsessed. In other news, I also did a tutorial of the look I'm wearing right now, which is featuring exclusively the Dark Matter eyeshadow stack, and that will be up in approximately 1 week's time. So I hope this review has been helpful for you guys. I hope you learned a little something about these eyeshadows, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!